Got it? Cool.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a new episode of Kevirsyle Network. WrestleMania has come early today this year. I am your host, Kevin Davis. I am a comic book creator, author, wrestling fan, comic fan, movie fan, entertainment fan, and just a full-fledged nerd. Today's guest, we have been in the works of doing this for the past, 5 months now. But please welcome to the show, Mr. Fred, and I don't want to butcher your last name, but
Schwartz.
Fred Schwartz, like
Schwarzenegger. The Schwartz, the Schwartz be with you. Schwarzenegger.
I got you.
I've really got a shit name, dude. There's because Schwartz is really easily imitatable, and there's not a lot of reputable Freds in history. Drop Dead Fred, Freddie Flintstone, Freddie Got Fingered, Fred. There are just so many bad ones. So, God, yeah, man, it was a rough life on the playground.
Oh man, I'm sorry, but welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man. Happy to be here,
dude. It's been 4 or 5 months in the making for this.
So
I know what you do,
and I think we're in a better place than they are. So
more than likely, yeah, because it's. I before we came on, you shared the post of when I made a post about WrestleMania. I said, I'm awful. What the hell you mean? I'm an L5 year. But I was actually joking because it has some hurdles that it needs to iron out because they only 3 weeks out now, I think.
Yeah, it's close. A lot of people.
They only announced I don't know how many matches they announced. It's so jumbled up, but I can tolerate it better than I can last year. I can say that much.
Ooh,
but
anything beats main event Jey Uso. That was just
pretty
bad. That was an awful experiment.
What's up, Pops?
Hey, Pops.
Man, and plus that was the opening of last year, and that was hard. What's up, Masters of Thunder Nerds?
I think mid card Jey Uso was too generous. I think he doesn't belong in the main event, man. It was last year's Mania was. I don't remember now, man. You got me wondering. I did kind of like the triple threat was fine, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, it was so predictable. You knew exactly what's going to happen because that was the only way they could progress that story. Well, but they could have ended it right there though, because you didn't need really much any progression. But WWE.
Yeah.
I'm saying everyone saw that coming with the Paul Heyman turning on Roman and CM Punk. I was like, oh, we knew he's going to turn and join Seth because 1, that's predictable. I'm like, and 2, Seth is kind of like a 1 footnote character because he does just the 100th faction he done had so far, from the Shield to Authors of Pain to the Messiah character thing that he did during COVID, which was very cringy, by the way.
We were talking about this. I think Seth Rollins is one of the more overrated wrestlers ever. He's had a million gimmicks, none of them landed, none of them work. He's had every bad nickname, like the Kingslayer, the Beast Slayer, the Monday Night Messiah, the Visionary, all the bullshit. And
I think the only time I actually really like Seth is when he feuded with Triple H.
No, I didn't even care for that. I think
I think that's the one small time I actually optimistic about, but even then I don't remember how that feud went, if I'm being honest.
The only time I liked Seth, and it's a shame because there are sometimes in life people we miss our moment, and I was really into his initial heel run, where he stole the title and he was the Weasley heel and he had the corporation propping him up, and
with the Authority.
The Authority, yeah,
okay.
He was a good heel then, but then he had the injury, and when he came back, they treated him like a top guy. What's up, John? They treated him like a top guy for a short while, and then the next thing you knew, he fell back to the mid card. And I wouldn't say fell back to the mid card. He beat Roman, but then he did that quick job to Ambrose, and then he wound up kind of middling around for a while, and it took him a while to establish again. I think maybe if he got to ride that heel run out and maybe drop the title at Mania and get a real fit.
Yeah, he would have been
remembered
way better position than he is in now.
There's a reason they call that an establishing run. You know, you need that first
Yeah,
run with the title to say who you are, and he got cut short. So it
yeah, he
sucks.
did. Yeah, he did. Don't I mean I like his wrestling. I like his wrestling. If I'm being honest. I think he does bring out sometimes bring out his opponents really well. Um, but he doesn't give that drawing attention compared to other people.
As Ric Flair once
Uh,
said, in this business, there are people that draw money and there are people that work with the guy that draws money. And
yeah,
I think he's the
he
guy that
worked with a lot of the guys that actually drew the money.
exactly. He works with Roman, he
Yeah,
works with
yeah.
Brock, he works with
But
he's the guy that works with the guy.
and I was like, dude, like I can't. I mean, I've never bought any Seth merchandise. Now I think about it,
I did once. I bought the
it's like
redesign, rebuild, reclaim.
I didn't
Uh,
really care for that. I did not care for that
and then I've been
whatsoever.
teasing with my friends ever since he returned. I said something like reassess, re something, and then retire. And I was like, it's time to go, man.
I was like, dude, I've gotten the Finn Balor merchandise. I got the Roman merchandise. I got the Jeff Hardy merchandise.
Mhm.
I got the Yeet shirt because I like the word Yeet and I like the design of it. And plus, it was my favorite color, orange. So
Mhm.
I never got a box shirt yet. I'm probably going to get one this year.
Oh man, when he was in the
Uh,
UFC, I went really hard into buying Brock merch, man. My brother and I bought a lot of Death Clutch. If you remember, he had a brand Death Clutch.
uh,
I'm not going to dig him out. I have a pair of Brock Lesnar UFC shorts. I've never been in an MMA fight. Why the fuck would I ever wear them? But I own them.
I mean, that is some badass shorts though.
They
If you
are,
gotta
and
be honest,
they are nice quality. I treat them more like a
man.
souvenir than I do
Heck
anything
yeah.
else. But I was really into. I used to wear that stuff in like social situations, man. It was really bad. Like my friends, I was working in. I was
That
working.
was Love
Hey
Dash.
Dash, I was
Dude,
working.
I did not think about Dash could have been our referee. I forgot he's a wrestling fan too. He could have been our
Oh,
referee. Dang it.
it's all right. We don't need it, man.
Ah,
This is no holds barred, last man standing.
right.
We don't need a 10 count. Um,
Well,
But
sorry, but yeah,
but
that's
the
some
Death
badass
Clutch,
shorts.
man. My friends, I used to work in a gym at that time, and my friends would be like, "All right, we're all going out for dinner and drinks tonight." At like, and I worked in a high end gym, so they would go to like a really
Mm.
nice, fancy restaurant like right next door,
Oh
and I
snap.
would show
Jesus.
up in like my jeans and my Death Clutch T-shirt, and I'm like, and they'd be like, what the fuck are you wearing?" And I'm like, "It's a $70 shirt. It's nice, but I mean, it was just totally inappropriate." But I was so that into like Brock
Bro, that
Lesnar at
is
that point,
crazy.
man. I was a huge Lesnar fan. Now he's
Dude.
fine.
Right. I can't say that I grew up watching Lesnar because I didn't really get to know Lesnar until he came back in 2012.
There are
'Cause
certain times in my life when I've seen a wrestler and I'd be like, that guy's going to be a star one day.
mm,
As a fan, I was a huge fan of Stunning Steve Austin back in the day. I thought
mm,
he was going to be good one day. CM Punk, I saw right away. And Brock Lesnar was one of those people, when he showed up, just the way he
mhm.
moved and his look and everything, like, holy
Oh
shit,
yeah, oh
he
yeah,
was going to be special. He was great.
oh yeah. And I went back and like watched like the young Brock Lesnar to see how he. I was like, Jesus, this dude really was a freaking beast because he was
Mm.
actually able to do more stuff in his younger years. And
So I have
compared to now, he's a bit limited, but he's still gonna fight the hell out of somebody.
oh, now
Uh,
it's all suplexes, all
yeah, I'm like
suplexes.
suplexes, L5s, suplexes again, and then kicks to like to stomach, and then another L5. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But I will say this though, for you and for any of the wrestling fans out there, I have a deep cut recommendation if you can find it. I was just talking with my buddy about this the other day.
Mm,
Um, when they on the WrestleMania 20 DVD,
mm,
they had a bonus feature called WrestleMania the Movie. Because at WrestleMania 19, for the first time, they were like running around with documentary film crews behind the scenes, filming all the
mm.
behind the scenes stuff. And it was such a disaster train wreck of a fucking project that I don't think they ever did it again.
Are
Like
you
going into
serious?
WrestleMania 19, the night before the show, Stone Cold Steve Austin was in the hospital. They didn't know if he was going to be able to wrestle The Rock or not. Him and Kevin Nash went to a gym and he took a bunch of like ephedrine and caffeine products, and his heart rate wouldn't go down after he was done working out. So he had to spend the night in the hospital. They didn't know if he was going to show up for WrestleMania.
Bro,
The
what?
Then they have the footage of after Brock Lesnar missed the F5. I'm sorry, the shooting star press, and he's
Yeah.
back behind the scenes, and they're trying to get him medical attention. and he's completely concussed. And like Shane McMahon is the one there trying to be like, hey, buddy, let's get you to sit down on the gurney. And he gets up and he's like, get off me. And everybody goes running like, you know, like a bear showed up, man. Like everybody was terrified of Brock Lesnar. It's really it's just a fascinating like watch, like from if you can find it anywhere. The WrestleMania 20 DVD. I've never seen it anywhere since. But
Jesus, it's probably on like eBay or something, maybe Amazon if possible.
Or like an old record store you go to.
Yeah,
Dig
even an
for
old
it. It's
record store
worth it.
somewhere. I definitely gotta check that out. That's interesting, man. It's and let's talk about this road to WrestleMania because it's iffy. Because one, I can tolerate it. Like we talked off camera, I can tolerate it better than WrestleMania 41 build and the show itself. I'm excited for Over versus Brock.
Yeah. How can you not be?
Right. And
they made him.
Not Brock. Oba is freaking over like crazy. They better freaking pull the trigger and have him beat Brock, especially they making him look so strong against Brock right now.
So an interesting thing about that, I saw a clip online recently. If you watch closely, when he hits the fall from grace and he's doing his chest pounding thing and he's standing over Brock gets up and says to him, "Put your foot on my chest."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that clip.
It's amazing because he did the same thing once. They showed another one. He did the same thing for Drew when they were doing the McIntyre and him build up. He told him to pick up the belt,
the title,
look better. Yeah. It's like
when I remember that episode of Raw when he was feuding with Drew. I can actually hear him in the cameraman guy a little bit too close. I actually heard Brock and Brock yelling, "Grab the title!" Or grab the belt.
Hear it. I never heard
it. I remember that. I heard it. I was like, holy smokes, Brock just told Drew. I was like, Brock is such a genuine guy. When he knows money. So when he sees a talent and he works with you and he can trust you and respects you, he gonna push the hell out of you and make sure you get over with the fans.
I've read that about him too. Apparently, he's one of the really smart businessmen behind the scenes.
He is.
Yeah,
he is, and he might be a beast on camera, but he's actually a really genuine business person. And
I'm sure that has to do with the people he hung around. Like I'm sure Paul Heyman taught him a lot, and I'd imagine he learned a lot of business stuff from Vince. I just heard the other day the story about. Did you ever hear the story about Rock and his $2 million contract?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, where like Vince makes him go learn the books and everything. I mean, interesting shit.
Yeah, The Rock was asked fans like, who's the highest paid person? It was Steve Austin at the time. I asked how much he's getting paid. It's like one something million or something it was. And then Rock.
It was one because Rock wanted double.
Wanted 2 million. And Vince said, okay, go do this and that, and we'll talk. And then I remember the story. He said he spent a couple of weeks learning how much the production costs, how much like the moving parts basically of the business cost, and learning the books, learn how to what people say politic in the negotiation process. And now, I remember I actually watched The Rock. I actually talked about that on like the Jimmy Fallon. Was it Jimmy Fallon show? It was on some talk show.
It was something. I saw it too.
That The Rock was talking about. And then I remember Vince. And when Rock came back to Vince, he said, and Vince asked me what you learned. And he said, and told him like you're getting 15 million. I was like, yeah, dang, Jesus Christ. I was like, what the heck? I was like, but I'm like, that's so freaking cool. I'm like, despite all the Vince crap that he's been doing, Vince was a good businessman too, because he could see talent at times. I feel like he wasted a lot of other talent that should have been pushed.
It makes you wonder if like The Rock would be who The Rock is now, if not for like those lessons from Vince. Because like now he's one of like he's a business
highest paid person. Yeah.
I mean, look who's arguing over the company right now, right? Essentially, I mean, the behind the scenes people that we know, it's like his son-in-law and The Rock. It's like the people that he, to some degree groomed, to learn that stuff. So and those were the guys that were checked into it too, like the guys that just wanted to be wrestlers. Like, I'm sure if he really wanted to, like Stone Cold or The Undertaker, like had that level of like trust with him that they could have been those guys. But
heck yeah.
But or Sean, Sean's another one that had Vince's ear.
yep, yep. And honestly, Sean is a better booker than Triple H to me, if I'm being honest with you. Because
Yeah,
I like what Sean's doing in NXT, and with the main roster, and going back to the topic of this WrestleMania, while we're venturing off, but that's what happens all the time. But I've heard so many different rumors about like the backstage chaos, like trying to figure out these matches. Like I was like I said, I'm excited for Over versus Brock. I'm not really excited for Stephanie versus Liv. I'm like, I love
they.
Stephanie, but Liv is like, okay. I was
I
like,
told you before the show where they messed up that match. It's a bad matchup because
yeah,
Liv is strong on the mic and she's not a good
right,
wrestler, and
yeah,
Stephanie is a great rep worker, but she's not strong on the mic yet. So the
yeah,
build is going to be awkward, and the actual match itself, I'm betting, is going to be awkward. It doesn't fit.
yeah. And then you got the CM Punk versus Roman match.
I'm enjoying that one a lot. That
I'm
feud.
like, that's actually been really good, especially with like with. I was like, I didn't like what Punk mentioned Roman's dad, especially when that was unscripted, but
I don't mind
they
when they go there, but if it had a point, like that one just didn't have a
that
point. It was
that
just
one
needed
felt
to be made.
forced.
Yeah.
That one felt very forced, and especially learning that it wasn't scripted. And then I was like,
Oh, it
yeah,
wasn't scripted. I didn't know
yeah, it
that.
wasn't scripted at all. That's why when you look at Roman's face when he's walking back, he was actually pissed. He was actually very pissed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that wasn't scripted. They said that CM Punk called an audible and made that stupid decision. That's why Roman was actually pissed when he was walking backstage.
I don't
And no
follow the
one
dirt
no one
sheets.
anticipated that.
I don't follow the dirt sheets as aggressively as I used to. Do they have like how are they behind the scenes? Do they work well together, or do they have like legit heat between each other? Roman and Punk. Do you know?
I think they are professionals. So they could work together but as friends, I don't think so.
Because I know that's Seth's relationship with Punk. Seth said like I can get along
Yeah.
with him now, but we're not friends. Like we can work
Yeah,
together,
they're
but
professional. I would say I think they're professionals because they're telling a story on the
Mhm.
show. They're working together. But I don't think they have heat, but they're just being professionals. They're not like they're not zebras.
I heard that.
Uh,
I want to see that.
uh,
I didn't get to see. I read about the clip of Roman last night taunting Punk about his bedtime. It's fucking funny.
yeah, on Jimmy Fallon, that was freaking hilarious. Oh my god. And then it's like same thing with Cody and Roman.
No, I
When
thought you
they
were.
when Roman when somebody asked Roman, I saw the video that somebody asked him about the rumors saying that was like trying to keep them separate during the shooting of Street Fighter, and it's like Roman is like, I heard a rumor that Cody requested that because there was like a day or two like with a mini crossover between them. Well, he said he heard a rumor that Cody like requested that because he's like when Tribal Chief come in town, Cody gets nervous. Sounds like I don't know how true that is, but if it is, what the fuck, Cody? I'm like, really, Cody? Really? I'm like, really, dude? Really? You're like, if you really requested that, dude, really? I don't know, but
I think that sounds
it's
like. I
but
hope
I
that's internet bullshit. Like gossip.
yeah, but I don't think that really happened though. But I remember WrestleMania 40. I remember. Oh, what was that? Was it was Cody wanted to thank Roman backstage or something. Um, but uh, the host asked Roman about this, like when Cody wanted to thank him for like basically let him take the title and stuff. Roman's like, Cody was freaking out there celebrating. I wasn't finna wait. I had things to do. It's like, I was like, so I was like, I'm with Roman because Cody was legit out there. Everybody was out there saying, I wouldn't rate either. It's like for real. And I'm
Cody's a bit of a ham. I feel like
yeah,
why the hell are you the last one out at Cena's retirement, man? Like,
right. What the crap, dude? Like, dude, you act like John died or something.
and I'm really not a fan of Cody and Randy.
Really?
I never saw the
Dang.
payoff to that story. I that's a story I didn't need to see like told. Like they were together for 2 seconds in that stupid ass stable.
Uh,
just move on. Like I don't need that. And I am I argue with my friends about this.
Mm.
It is really hard for me to look at Randy Orton and be like, I'll say this. It's a weird thing looking at Randy Orton because like a guy, I look at him and I'm like, he did not reach his potential. People,
You think so? Really?
it's hard to explain, I guess, because I think you said like you weren't around when like Brock Lesnar debuted. You weren't around when like Randy Orton debuted, and kind of the Randy Orton was gonna be the guy. Like he had all
Yeah,
the
because
tools.
I think I started wrestling when I was like 5 years old, which was about around
Don't tell me that. You're
2005.
gonna make me feel old. Thanks. Okay. Well,
which
that
was
cat's
around
out of the
which
bag.
was around 2005, 2006. That's when I got into wrestling.
Well, I was telling my friend this. If you look at here's the weird thing about Randy Orton. If you look at the class of people he came in with, he's the least successful out of the four. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Batista, I think, all had better careers than Randy Orton. You can't argue Cena. I don't think you can argue Brock. Maybe you can argue Batista, but what he was able to accomplish in his
The only
run,
thing Randy has over Batista is more championships, really.
okay, but here's the thing.
But Batista kind of had a more
you were to-
progressive rise, if I'm being honest.
if you were gonna quantify it in terms of like the amount of time as champions, Batista had more time as a champion.
Yeah, that's why I only said the only number of championships is the only thing that Randy has over Batista. But
Batista was also treated like a top guy too.
Yeah,
he had an establishing reign that went into like October. Then he got injured. Then he came back. He was champion again. He was never in a U.S. title feud. You know, he never had the time. So you can say that like Randy Orton, I think out of those four didn't reach his potential. You know, and I don't think now seeing him in a main event at WrestleMania does him any favors. I think he's bigger, yes, but I think he's slower and he's less interesting than he used to be. I don't know. I'm not hyped for this. I think that there were at least 5 better options for Cody. You could have had Cody and Jacob. You could have had Cody, Jacob, McIntyre, Orton. You could have had Cody and Gunther. You could have had Cody and Oba continued. And these are just off the top of my head. I think any of those would have been
Cody
better
and
for Cody.
Oba, that was a fantastic match. That was a fantastic match.
If they finished that feud at Mania, like Oba getting the title, that would be just as big as Oba Brock, I think. I understand them wanting to wait, but this is not a good plan, I think, for Cody, and this doesn't do any favors, and I don't know. I'm not excited for that match at all.
But I didn't want to see Drew versus Randy again because we had that feud went over the time it did when they feuded. It got so boring and so annoying. I was like, even though I anticipated Cody versus Randy because I wanted to see it, but then again, the way it's going, I'm kind of like, okay, I don't know how I feel about it. I like that Randy turned heel. He's trying to bring like that 2009 Randy back, but it's not the same as it was. I was like, plus I feel like they didn't really need the title between them two. There could have been a different story. Literally could have been a different story between them.
And here's my other argument about Randy not being not being great. Okay, and I'm going to put this to you, Kevin. Name for me the great Randy Orton match. I'm sorry. But yeah, the great Randy Orton match. Like, what was the great match that he had that you were like, holy shit, that was epic, or holy shit, that match was great? I mean, do you remember when they sold the best match ever, him versus Edge, and it was a total stinker?
That was not the best match whatsoever.
Total stinker.
But him, I mean, the match that actually really like hyped me up was between him and John Cena. Well, that feud that really hyped me up.
I don't remember it as being that special. The only thing I remember from that feud is that last match where he hung him and caned him. You know, that was all I remember.
That's fair. I was like,
I don't know. Maybe I'm too shitty on Randy Orton right now, but I wish, you know, when
that's because that's the one off the top of my head I can remember is him and John Cena because I think they had the great chemistry in their feud. That's to me.
I mean,
but him and Edge, that was not the greatest match whatsoever.
When he first started, Kev, he had this shoulder injury once, and they had this amazing angle where like they would have like a wrestling match going on, and in the middle of the match, it would be interrupted with a breaking RNN news update. And it would be
Yeah,
Randy Orton acting like a broadcaster, and he'd be talking about how my shoulder is now 55% back to full health, and I will be coming. Thank you. And it was, but he had such charm then. You were like, man, that
yeah,
guy is going to be the
yeah.
guy. And he just became
I
like
remember
another
that.
guy.
Yeah,
He's
I
another
remember that
guy.
one.
He's another guy. Works with the guy that makes the money.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that. But
So,
I can't really think of that many like greatest matches that off the top of my head that I can remember.
like
Dang,
even
that's
CM
crazy.
Punk, who's like a like a really good worker, not a great worker, but CM Punk has had great matches.
He has. I give him that. He might have had like a crazy attitude, but he had great freaking feuds and great matches. Like both of him and his opponent, they both looked really good when he's in the ring with somebody. Because I still remember him and Jeff Hardy when Jeff Hardy left and like the steel cage match. With the stipulation if Jeff loses, he's gone from WWE. Because that's when Jeff's contract came up and he was leaving WWE. I still remember that was so heartbreaking. I still remember how I felt with that feud, with that. I'm like, oh, that's still heartbreaking to this day to me, man.
I love that
Um,
feud because it was legitimizing Punk, and
oh,
I was ready
it
for Punk to
it
be a top guy.
was. And I like the straight edge when it was him, Luke Gallows, and
Mhm.
so shoot, she's on
Serena.
AEW. Serena Deeb, thank you, Jesus Christ. But she's on AEW now, or she was, or whatever the hell she is now. She ain't been there forever. And Serena Deeb, I'm like, I like that. Cause I'm like, that was very interesting. And hell, even like I think him and The Rock had a freaking decent feud.
Yeah,
That was shocking to me, if I'm being honest. Like I wasn't expecting to really be excited for this, but this is actually really decent.
Mhm.
And heck, when he feuded with a Nexus, oh wait, did he join the Nexus? Or was it both?
He joined them. He had a run. I think he had a run with. I think if I remember correctly, he joined them and then he dismantled them from the inside out or something. Or I
Yeah,
don't
well, he
remember.
basically did a John Cena in a way, kind of
Yeah,
sort of, kind of sort of.
something like that.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, CM Punk, I'm like, I actually, I can admit, I am excited for him and Roman Reigns more than I am Cody and Randy.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
Um,
night two is going to be the night because that you're unless they main event Brock Oba night one, Brock Oba should be night two as well. I think night two is going to be the night.
I think so too, because I heard CM Punk and Roman are closing out the entire show.
Yes.
So that's actually really good. What's else on the card they announced?
Oh,
Oh,
the
the women's
awful.
tag team matches. It was like, okay, what like what
Okay.
we doing here? What we doing here? I was like, cause one, why the hell the Bella Twins back? I'm sorry. I'm really not that much of a fan of them anymore.
I've never liked the
Um,
Bella Twins. I've never liked them. I've
which
never.
is fair because I don't think I was ever really a big fan of them either. I think I like their opponents more than them, if I'm being honest. Like the other
My one
women
of
that makes the other women look good.
one of my favorite
Uh,
lines in the history of WWE is when AJ Lee said the Bella Twins need to realize that talent was not sexually transmitted when they were sleeping. One was sleeping with Brian and one was sleeping with Cena. Best line, and it's
I
totally
don't know
true.
if that was scripted or not, but it was freaking classic.
I
I
want that
freaking
AJ
love.
Lee because we're not seeing her right
Oh,
now, but that AJ Lee was awesome.
oh, that's right. AJ versus Becky at Mania is
Yeah.
also. I'm like, that's the other match.
And
But
Becky, I've been at times not very kind to Becky. Like, I thought sometimes she would get a little stale and stuff, but right now she is firing on all cylinders. She is a great heel, great
she
her
she's actually
promos.
she's actually better as a heel than as a face. If I'm
Oh
being
yeah,
honest, she's
she's
way
great.
better,
She's
like
really
way
great.
better. And I was like, but with this tag team, women's tag team, we know they finna do a multi-women tag team match with irresistible borings. I'm sorry, bad.
Oh, I like them. I will defend them. I like them.
Um,
I've
no, I
always
don't
liked
get me wrong. I love Lash. I just don't. I'm not really
I've
into
always liked
Nia.
Nia. I felt
I don't.
bad for Nia. Nia gets a bum rap. She has a really hard part to play.
Yeah,
Being the
I was like, don't
it's
get
a
me wrong.
real.
I'm a big Lash Legend fan. Don't get me
Oh, she's
wrong.
great.
She's
You know who else
fantastic.
has impressed the hell out
I
of me?
just don't think she. I mean, I just don't really like her pairing with Naya. It just, I feel like
No. Give him time. Give him time.
I
Kevin.
just
Trust me.
it doesn't really pay off to me yet. You know what I mean? I don't hate it. I understand they're both powerhouses. Like don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. It's like nothing special to me yet. But I think nothing special to me yet because they don't really have an established tag team division as a whole quite yet to me.
They're working with awful teams right now.
Yeah,
Like
so I think that's why I don't really be a fan of them. But
you're
I
right.
love Last Legend. I think she has the caliber to be a great champion.
Mhm.
Like the like the big one
Mhm.
it's up down the road. Um,
Now
but
I'm
right
really
now
disappointed.
it's just a bit really the writing on the Raw is just a bit horrible right now with the writing the story and everything. But yeah,
Well, that feud has a cancer in it, and that is Bailey. Um, I can't stand watching Bailey perform. Her promos are the
same
definition of cringe.
same thing, the same promo over and over again.
It's
Yeah,
this like over
uh,
enthused, like it's she's so unlikable, and
that's
it's
fair.
like, and it's a shame.
That's fair.
I was a huge fan of like NXT Bailey. Like, hey, I'm happy to be here, and I love
That
wrestling.
Bailey, that Bailey was actually badass. I have to admit.
Yeah,
I have
like
to admit. Yeah.
she had a character then, and now she's just like, and this is the thing. And again, I'm not trying to shit on people. I'm not trying, but they'll probably never see this or take this personally. So, but with Bailey is, I think she doesn't know who she is, like as a performer, right? Like old
Mhm,
wrestling adage, they used to say the best people are themselves turned up to 11, right? Stone Cold
mhm,
is that guy, Rock is that guy, but they're just more so. And I
mhm.
remember like when they were talking about Bailey had a main event at WrestleMania one year, and they had her
She
coming
did?
out. Well, not a main event, but it was like
I'm
a
like, she
title
did my
title
win.
match.
I don't remember
It was a
that.
main event in that it was a title match. It was a title match, and I think it was
No,
her against Io.
that's
It was her against Io. It was the year she won
they
the
still at
Rumble.
Mania?
It was at Mania,
Dang, I don't remember that at all.
and she came out to
Jesus, that's
like,
kind of sad. I don't remember that, but
it wasn't very good. You're not missing much, but she came out to like this Egyptian themed thing. And my head, I'm like, oh, is Bailey
yeah,
Egyptian?
I
And they
don't
were
remember
like,
that whatsoever.
and Michael Cole had to explain that, like, no, she grew up in San Diego, and there was a statue of something that was near her apartment building, and it meant a lot to her. So that's why she was doing that interview. And I was just like, if you got to stretch that far to, come up with something, for your entrance, like that's a problem. Like you don't know what you're, who you're trying to be, like I thought one of the best entrances they've done in a long time was Tiffy's Barbie boxes. Like that was really clever. And that was like, you know, she knew who she was, and she's like, that's what I want.
Was that 41?
Last year.
Yeah, well, that was 41. I remember that
Yeah,
from last year. That was adorable.
that was
That
great.
was
Yeah.
adorable. I mean, that was actually fun. That was actually fun.
And it's an example of her knowing who she was, because I heard her talk about that story. They were like, what do you want to do? And she's like, I always wanted to be the buff Barbie. Let's do that. And they were like, done. So,
Hell yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, I like that one.
and I feel for her. There's a lot of people right now like her, Gunther, like that just, like we're doing the musical chairs thing and they don't have matches yet, or feuds yet. It sucks. It's a waste
Yeah,
of talent.
I saw a report that was supposed to do Gunther versus Rey Mysterio
Mm-hmm.
at Mania. That's why Gunther was feuding with Dragon Lee for a minute because they were supposed to do like a payoff where Ray somehow comes in and confronts Gunther, but Ray is injured. So it's like,
Yeah.
so that's up in the air right now. They're optimistic they can get Seth versus Braun again at Mania, but both of them are injured and got surgery. I was like, Jesus Christ. And then, oh shoot, speaking of, I mean, Jade versus Rhea.
Yeah.
Jade sucks with this title reign.
Yeah.
I think they should not have put this title on her at all.
If they did, they
Um,
should have had her defend it.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I love Jade,
I
but
love Jade too, but
the
they're not.
way they're writing this is they had no plan whatsoever. She's over 100 some days without really defending it. I'm like, Tiffy had a better title reign than this.
Mm-hmm. She's got an
And
awful stable now. It's
awful stable to my
I
I'm
hate
that
when they
bitch.
do
I
that.
was
It's
like,
like it's the
really?
leftovers. They put the
I was like,
leftovers together.
we already had a baddie stable a long time ago. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then apparently the name was called the Takeover. I was like, really? I was like, y'all couldn't be creative with the name. the takeover. Do you know how many takeovers we done had over the freaking years in WWE for men? Already, it's like,
Yeah.
really? And I'm like, Mia Yim doesn't know who her character is. That's why she's never
Nope.
really anything.
Same with
B-Fab,
BFAB.
B-Fab the same way. She doesn't know who the hell she is since Hit Row has been disbanded and off to other companies.
And
And
I
I'm
hate
like,
I hate to say it, but WWE has that track record where they just kind of like, they don't know who they are, and like
at
they do kind
all.
of just
It's
throw the
really sad.
minorities together, and like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like the Nation of Domination
It's so sad.
kind of
What's the
worked.
referee? It's
New
so
Day, New Day was not supposed to work, and that is credit to them because they blew it up, But they just do that
like,
sometimes. They're like, "Oh, we don't have
like,
something for you. Go be together," and it
like New
sucks.
Day blew up because of Biggie. I
Yeah,
feel because of Biggie. Ever since Biggie got injured, the New Day has not been the same. And I know they wanted to. They tried to have Odyssey Jones, but Odyssey Jones had that case, so he
hmm
got fired, so they couldn't do it. And then they brought in Grayson Waller, who does not fit whatsoever with the New
I love
Day.
Grayson Waller, but he's not
But
he's not right
he
for this.
and I was hoping for a feud between Grayson and Austin Theory because the writing was on the wall right there, and then nothing
Okay.
happened.
No, no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no, no. If there's one person that I can delete from my TV and my memory, it's
Austin
Austin
Theory.
Theory.
Yeah,
Austin Theory
he's
is
so freaking boring. Oh my god.
look.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, no,
whew,
no, 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 no. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, look, like,
oh god.
you know, um, there are certain jobs that like I am not qualified for, right? Like
Yeah.
I have certain skills and there's some that I just don't have the skills for, no matter how much I would want them. I'd love to be a leading actor, but I don't have that skill. Okay.
Mhm.
Austin Theory does not have the talent, the skill set to be an entertainer. He has no charisma. He has no commitment to the moment. He has no, like, he needs to spend about 10 years in like an acting class to understand what it is. He just, like, now he just does this thing where he's like, I'm all just angry and jacked up, bro. And it's like,
And his
it's,
only thing is I beat John Cena at WrestleMania. I was like, we don't give a two craps.
he fucking sucks,
It's
man.
like we
And
don't care.
it sucks because he's taking the spot of like, he's actually makes that stable look bad because like I'm a huge Bronson Reed fan, man. I want him pushed to the moon. I love him. I
Dude,
loved Jonah.
I've been following Bronson since NXT, and I know what he's capable of.
Dude, there are a few moves in this
Roman, I
world
mean, I
more
think
fun to
Roman
watch than
actually
a
helped.
tsunami.
I think Roman brought out brought back the Bronson we knew from NXT when they feuded. I'm like, that's the Bronson I know from NXT. Like, that's the big boy. That's the
He
big boy. Heck yeah.
he
And I feel like the Vision's holding Braun back though, if I'm being honest.
that's the thing is it's almost like the evolution problem where you have like Randy
Yep.
Orton and Batista. They're both
Thank you.
they
Yeah.
both they both deserve that. They're both at the same level. And right now,
Mhm.
Braun and Bronson are both at the same level, and they're going to go with the guy that's a legacy and he's in better shape. That's how WWE sees things. It's like, who's our action figure, and that's how they promote.
Exactly. And I was like, but I'm expecting when Bronson get back again from injury.
Yeah,
Jesus, this injury bug's going around crazy. But the Bronson, he's gonna be a wrecking. He's gonna wreck through everybody. If they give him the right push, he's gonna get to the top. If I'm be honest.
are you a Braun Breaker fan?
Yes, I've
Okay.
since NXT 2.0, yeah.
I love Braun Breaker, and my
The
friends
only
and I
thing,
argue about it.
the only thing I don't really like is I feel like they're trying to make him like Goldberg. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah, they're
But
doing that a little too much.
yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. But
They should
he's
let him
gotten
be
better.
more like his family. The Steiner
Yeah,
brothers are like maybe my all-time favorite tag team. I love the Steiner brothers.
dude, Steiner Brothers are legendary forever, man. Oh my god.
Fun fact about
Uh,
me, I love wrestlers that have like that amateur wrestling background. I love people who style in the ring are like Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, the
mhm,
Steiners, like that. I
mhm.
like people that feel like they're like legit,
Oh
in
yeah,
that
oh
way,
yeah. I was
even
like,
though they're not.
and like I'm very proud of like Braun's his promos has been getting better since NXT.
hmm
And this dude is definitely way more intense than he was in NXT. I'm loving the intensity, and dude, I think he has the best spear so far.
Oh
Especially when he's
God,
going
yeah.
23 miles per hour and hit the screen. I'm like, do your ribs hurt when he hits you that fast? Good
And by the
Jesus
way,
Christ.
everybody,
Ouch.
everybody in the WWE except Randy Orton needs to stop doing a cutter right now because Javon Evans has just shown them that
Yep,
their cutters
Javon
suck.
owns that.
Javon took it over. It's his. I don't want to see a Cody Cutter anymore.
Cody, not Randy. Cody's just a Cutter.
Yeah, we don't need Cody Cutter anymore. And like
Yeah,
RKO, you can keep it because you've been doing it for 30 years. But there's nobody better than Javon.
Javon is 22 years old. This dude just got to the main roster and made the Cutter more famous than any wrestler.
Javon,
this dude elevated the Cutter, guys. Like
I've never seen any performer ever make the wrestling ring look so small. The way he jumps around it, he makes it look like this little tiny thing, like it's like a little tiny trampoline. He's like boing, and then he bounces. Like he makes the ring look tiny the way he moves. It's amazing.
Bro,
I hope he doesn't hurt himself because I love him. I hope he doesn't get injured. So I love him.
When he says this boy's about to get bouncy, he really is about to get bouncy because he proves it in the ring. And I'm saying I legitimately want a height difference between Javon and Montez Ford because both these fools go way freaking high in the air when they get off the court. I was like, can we get like a contest just because to see which one gets higher? Because I feel like Javon is purposely going higher than Montez, and somehow they're gonna end up feuding and doing the exact same move in different ways, which is going to pay off so freaking well. It's going to be funny. I was like, can we just get a height difference between the two?
Like a vertical like measurement? Like that would be great if they actually like measured that shit like on a illustrator. Anytime that somebody mentions Montez Ford, all I think about is my favorite. This is one of my favorite wrestling clips ever. Is when he's in the empty arena and he's like WrestleMania. It was during the COVID, and he runs off the ring, and then Austin Theory goes the wrong way, and he just lands on his back.
That was fucking funny.
That's one of my favorite wrestling clips because he was so hyped for it and nobody was there and he wound up just splatting completely. Even you get the impression that Austin Theory was just like, "Fuck this, man. Nobody's here. Fuck him."
Oh man. But let's take a break from wrestling for a minute.
Yes, sir.
I want to get to your comic Fisticuffs.
Yes, sir.
Man. I say Fisticuffs. It's great. Fisticuffs. Mm-hmm. Wait, it's Fisticuffs, right?
Yes, sir.
Fisticuffs. You sent me the copy, digital copies of issue 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. I'm reading issue 2 right now. I haven't got to like issue 3 yet. Mm-hmm. But dude, you're an asshole in a good way. But you have a pre-launch campaign. Let me pull it up right quick.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Fisticuffs, not cups. That's I can't speak English at the moment.
Okay.
But Fisticuffs.
Neither can Austin Theory.
Right. That's a whole different thing. Let's get off here right now. That's boring. Let's actually talk about something that's not boring.
Yes, sir.
Dude, tell us what this bad boy is, because I know what it is now. Reading the freaking story 1 and 2 so far, but Jesus, you're an asshole. But in a good way, trust me. In a good way, guys. Because this story, it's from beginning to like the parts I saw from the beginning. It legit fists you in the gut as soon as you open up the book. And yes, the hype is real. I am overhyping this on purpose because I truly believe this is one of the best comics I've read so far in my short time reading comics.
Wow.
Better than anything I've read in mainstream. I'm probably going to stop reading mainstream for a while and just read whatever this dude writes. And but seriously, Fisticuffs is a badass story. Right, to me, for the first issue, is a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm reading the second issue. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. But please give us the genesis of where the story, how you crafted the story. Mm-hmm. First, why did you name it Fisticuffs? Because it does fist you in the stomach. Besides that, but like, what's the genesis of the story?
So to sum it up, Fisticuffs is about a barely functional drunk whose comfortable life derails when a one night stand has deadly consequences. So it's basically about a guy who, like we say, lives a very lazy life, low stakes, total focus on just boozing and hopefully meeting a girl once in a while, and just not much of a focus beyond that. We begin the story where he's at a meeting for substance abusers. He had a DUI and he was sent there, and piece of shit that he is, he's sitting in the back, drinking his own bottle of booze, trying to start his weekend pregame his weekend a little bit early. And like Kevin says, we spend the first issue kind of with him. We find out what his life is like until this book takes a hard left turn, and then
Oh, that's not even an exaggeration.
yes,
Not an exaggeration. It does take a hard left turn.
and then we continue to spend some time with him, and basically what happens is his body to some degree is invaded by something that he does not want to deal with, and we learn very quickly that he's not going to be able to maintain that low stakes life anymore, and it's going to be kind of, what kind of person does he become? Right? Is he gonna
That part,
is he gonna be somebody like, is he gonna try to be better? Is he gonna be somebody that tries to do like the minimum to get by, or to like pretend like effort instead, so he can kind of, or will having abilities like this and having a power like this ultimately make his life more unstable and cause him more trouble? And Fisticuffs is a 6-issue miniseries where we see that. You asked why the title of Fisticuffs, right? Well, when I think of Fisticuffs, I think of like a like a fight, right? But not just like like not just any kind of fight, right? Like when I think Fisticuffs, I think of like the old school like gentlemanly fight, right? Like the old, like, let's fight, sir, like let's have a bar, like like a fight outside, right? So what it really is like it's about like a gnarly, rough, brutal confrontation, but kind of with this air of like sophistication about it, right? And that's kind of what his life is. He's a drinker for sure. He's a bit of a scoundrel, right? Bit of an asshole, like you said. But he's got, he does have some, some better qualities underneath there, and it's a test of like, is he gonna, what's really underneath, right? Is he the good guy that he's been telling himself he is, or is the evidence showing him that he's not, and that he's it's not a dignified sporting fight, but it's more of like a gnarly bloodbath. And that's kind of what it is. That's where the allegory comes from. Yes, of course, like there's like a fist, like a gut punch, and there's some other metaphors too, but that's really what it was. It's the idea of like how we make things seem like they're acceptable and positive and whatnot, but really underneath the surface they're gnarly and kind of gross. So like you said, book one is
link right here, guys, in the comments.
Yeah, please, guys, check it out. We're trying to get to 100 pre-launch followers. We're targeting a launch in the end of April, beginning of May. I'm going to officially make that decision in the next few weeks. But please, if you can, like spread the word around. Honestly, Kevin, what you said earlier, man, that's the best kind of endorsement, right? People that have read it, and can speak to it, because I'm still new to this and I'm still trying to get the word out. But and people don't trust me. Look at me. Why would you trust me? My face, But yeah, no, please keep spreading the word and keep letting people know, because this is really a deeply personal story too, right? As you can see down there.
I can tell it's deeply personal when I read it. Because I love stories where it's so raw and it feels real. And I'm always attracted to that type of storytelling where you like when I'm approaching writing, I'm always trying to like put myself into it, like, because I want my characters like to feel relatable somehow to somebody, because you never know who you could touch when they read your story. And reading Fisticuffs, I was instantly just zoned in from not just the art but the way you wrote the story, and it fishes your stomach. It really does cuff you from beginning to end. And I'm currently reading the digital issue 2 that you also sent me.
Wait till you get to the end of 2 and the beginning of 3. Holy shit.
Good to know.
But you're right.
And you say this is book 1 through 4 of 6. Okay, so this Kickstarter is just the first 4 books.
Yes, we have all 6 drawn. We did this kind of little backwards first, so all 6 are drawn. We're launching 4 now. 4 and 5 are being colored, and so this book is close to completion, and we will get there. So it's not like an if but a when. But yeah, we're just trying to like grow that and get the reach out, because this is our first, this is my first like large project. And like you were saying, I do try to ground it in like as much, because as you can see there, right, he fights a giant bloomin' onion. And like, how do you deal with something so absurd like that? It's like you said, you
Right,
ground it in
yeah.
the personal stuff, in issue one, so you can like believe that his journey. You get to like like the page earlier and stuff. We have a little bit of like his high school trauma, like that he went through, and a lot of that stuff. So yeah, it's about that's kind of the fun of this story, right? Is like I get to carry this really real, like deeply like gritty and grounded storyline, but I also get to do this like really kind of like over the top, at times very superhero-y, but very like dark and twisted. Like,
love dark and twisted.
Oh yeah, Laurie Calcaterra always compares it a lot to like Tarantino-y, like, and that's a fair comparison. I like to think of it as like, how like if Tarantino made a comic book, or if The Boys or Preacher were directed by Martin Scorsese. That's how I describe Fisticuffs. But it's a lot of fun too. Like, I'm describing it very whatever, but it's a lot of like dirty humor and dark shit. Definitely mature 18 plus. So not for you youngins out there. But if you're looking for something like in the vein of like Preacher, The Boys, something Invincible, another good comp because of the over the top explosive violence and stuff. This is definitely worth checking out. And we've got a lot of we haven't announced all of it yet, but we're going to have some cool exclusives in the first 72 hours. So make sure you follow and make sure that you're aware of when we launch, because there's going to be some stuff specifically, available then. Oh, and again, as you can see right there, just the best team. Like, I can't say enough good things about Staniak. Finding him is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. He not only is he like a master of, the art, all art really. I mean, his style, is great. But his sense of humor and everything is, just was perfect for this story. And, he was the best collaborator that I ever could have found. And now he's my favorite artist. Robert came in and Timothy took over on colors and stuff. And it's like, been a seamless transition, and they've established like such a beautiful, like grittiness, kind of almost, I describe it like a Dario Argento movie. And then, nice. Oh yeah, feels very Suspiria with the color palette, and then Dave Sharp brings it all together. His logo and letters.
The lettering is freaking top notch.
Right? I mean, that's like I
like everything is top notch. Actually, if I'm being honest, in this freaking, and you just sent me the first 3 books. I was like, Jesus, okay. And I'm only through part 2 right now, at least half of part 2. And I was like, Jesus, this story is crazy.
Yeah, I just gave it to you the other day too. So like, it was like, I mean,
that's true. If you gave it to me like 2 weeks ago, I would have been done by now. But
I know,
it's fine.
I know. But
it's fine.
But Dave's a veteran, and he brings it all together, man. And like the way he the way his letters like finish the art, man. It's like I'm.
Well, look at these covers though, Jesus.
Right? Yeah, that's the blessing of Stan. And actually we do have a in book 2 we have the inappropriate variant of the middle cover. So we have what it looks like without the window and the house paneling on the side. So
gotcha.
The full gory scene. So.
And you say this is a 6 issue. When you don't, are you going to stop at 6 issues, or are there like spinoffs that you could tease us about with Fisticuffs? Cuffs, Jesus Christ! I keep saying cuffs. My bad.
It's okay.
With Fisticuffs, Jesus Christ. Or are you just sticking with 6 issues and you just like you're done for a minute and you don't want to like milk the franchise, as people say?
Fisticuffs is Nick's story is done. Right, the 6 issues. It's I at this point. I have no desire to, stick around too long and overstay his welcome, right? Like, I feel like the story, everything I want to say about what I want to say is complete by issue 6. That said, my buddy's been telling me to name it, but I don't have a name for it, right? But like, I kind of have like a Schwartz art, like connected universe in mind, right? Where like one character, like, it's not like it's it's loosely related, right? So like characters will overlap and some will. My next project is loosely related to Fisticuffs, and that is going to be, well, not my next project, my next one after that one.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, so let's go over the list for for everybody that's listening. So we have Fisticuffs coming now. We have Fisticuffs Book 4 launching after / alongside of that. We have Metroidvania Black, which is going to be a collaboration of me and Stan. It's basically it's going to be an epic grimdark fantasy, almost in the vein of like Metroidvania video game style.
I'm already sold. You said dark fantasy. I'm already sold.
Yeah, it's a dark fantasy about a diminutive owl leading a lost soul on a quest to save all the worlds from an unspoken evil. So it's going to be, I mean, if you've seen some of the teasers and stuff, like it's epic. Stan's got, I got some stuff that I want to say in it. Stan's got, amazing ideas, and it's coming together great. So we've got that collaboration coming alongside of this. And then the next one of, the Schwartz art ones is going to be a remake of my first comic, Hardbody. I did back in 2019 when I first dabbled in comics. I wanted to do kind of like I made up like my own kind of test, right? So I didn't want to do Fisticuffs in case I didn't know what I was doing or whatever, and I fucked it up. So I made my own. It started out as a Frankenstein story, and then it became kind of my own thing. And now it's a 4-issue miniseries. It's about a self-conscious scientist who makes a Frankenstein body for himself out of the best parts of bodybuilders. So that will be the next book that I want to do, and it's like loosely connected in that there's a character in Fisticuffs that's tied to that. So, but that's kind of a genre apart. That's more of like a body horror / Incredible Hulk splashy superhero violence. And it's also like Fisticuffs in that it's like a fun story, but it's also about something a bit deeper. And nice. So yeah, and then as far as the Fisticuffs universe itself, like of the characters that we've already met, I've already been playing with ideas to spin off the Fairy Girl from book 3, who you'll meet soon, and maybe a couple of other characters. But as far as Nick's arc, I don't really want to go back and mess it up. I've already had like an idea for something to do with that, and I talked myself out of it. I was like, no, don't be that guy. But yeah, there's lots of stuff coming, and then I got some fun little anthology projects coming up too. I'm going to be in Charlie McKelvey's Vagabond with a project I did with Stan, and then Fish Lee and I collaborated on Travis Gidd's Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales 3. And if anybody else is out there looking for somebody to hire, I am open for anthology work and series and anything that's needs writing.
I'm actually working on multiple anthologies. I'm doing a holiday horror anthology, then I have a horror comedy anthology, and then I have more of a fantasy anthology.
You like you're working on them for somebody else, or you yourself?
No, they're mine. They're mine.
Well, we have to talk after the show.
I will. That's what I'm saying. Since you mentioned like doing anthologies, I'm like, they're mine. I'm actually because my holiday anthology, I have Dennis Knight doing a story, David Howard doing a story, and I'm writing a story. Obviously, nice. It's called Jollified. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a Thanksgiving type of horror story. Dennis has a Krampus story, and David has a Valentine's Day story, I believe.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it's and then I have a horror comedy spoof anthology kind of story, where it's called Tinseltown Terror.
Let me know. Horror is my love. I love horror.
Yeah, in Tinseltown Terror, I'm basically making fun of Hollywood. Because I got inspired by watching the Scary Movie 6 trailer. So if you want to do a spoof horror comedy, I'm thinking about turning Tinseltown Terror into an anthology, because I'm like, if you want to do a horror comedy and you want make fun of Hollywood, you want to do a story in that department, shoot me a message. We can talk about it.
Absolutely.
And then I have a fantasy one. Well, it's more of a dark fantasy that I call Kevirsyle House.
What?
Kevirsyle House.
Okay.
Whereas it's basically each story, basically you're telling your own psychological story. Like think of your mind as a house, but it's very demented and dark. So you tell like your own psychological story,
Yes.
like your own mental story. That's why I call it Kevin's house, because
Mhm.
one, my mind is crazy, so I'm writing a mental type of story. So I'm like, if you want to write like a psychological thriller horror, that's more of that anthology. More that's what that anthology is going to be.
I
Like if you
forgot
like
that.
the I like if I like anthologies like I mean because I got inspired like this movie Unbreakable like this in like Split like with the mental health, like mental illness type of thing,
Hmm.
those type of mental psychological stories. Like that's kind of what inspired Kevin's House anthology that I'm planning. And then I have another anthology called Havoc. That's based on a friend of mine's company that he started that he does like movie props for that he got me permission to use the name Havoc for.
Okay.
And so that's in like a supernatural anthology where you can just make a thing like a supernatural horror story, like you can make like an Evil Dead type of story for that anthology, or like a fisticuff story you can make for that anthology because it's called Havoc, so you have to wreak havoc in your story.
I've
So, but that
I've
story because it can be superhero horror, like because I want you, but for how I want you to like think outside the box in either one. Like you can like for me, I mix different genres up together all the time to make my own thing. I'm actually writing superhero horror,
hmm
um, but it's not really costumes or anything, but um, it's like Daredevil, like that type of darkness in a way, but without a full fair suit. If that makes sense, it's more on the
Yeah.
horror side of like
Well,
that's why I call it superhero horror.
a lot of Daredevil is Daredevil without the suit, right? I mean, if you're
Yeah, yeah,
reading
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
Man Without Fear or the first season of the
yeah, yeah,
TV
yeah, yeah,
show,
yeah, yeah.
they do a
And
lot of
like
that street level shit.
yeah, yeah, like and having almost like Hellboy mixed with Evil Dead too. So
I
that's
love
kind of
Evil
like
Dead.
yeah, so that's kind of like what that's what the having anthology is about. But but make sure you guys follow Fisticuffs. The
Yes,
link is
please.
in the comments and in the description of this live video. Um, it looks it's freaking fantastic, guys. I am not joking. It's you
Thank you.
guys will freaking love it. Great storytelling and it's freaking awesome.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I have those anthologies that's in like pre-production because I'm getting them together. It's gonna take a while, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know which one's gonna come out first. I'm like it just really depends on which one picks up first. But I'm probably gonna do my horror comedy one first, which is the Test of Time Terror. Because that's the one I'm mostly doing by myself. But if you want to hop on that one, that's
Oh
completely
yeah.
fine. If you want to,
One of my
Jollof Hot.
favorite One of my
Oh,
favorite genres. I love or subgenres. I love movies about Hollywood. Like
okay, cool.
my favorite
Well,
movie is Ed Wood. So like I'm like real.
interesting.
Oh, I have an Ed Wood
Okay.
tattoo. That's a quote from Ed
Hell
Wood.
yeah, dude. I knew we were brothers.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's one of the
um,
greatest movies ever. I
hell
mean,
yeah.
like
Hell
for
yeah, dude.
every artist should watch that movie. Actually, you know what? You know what? Maybe that's the one I should. I was wrestling with what to do on Critical Affection when it was my week. Maybe Ed Wood. I don't think we've done that one.
Hmm. That'd be a good one
Interesting.
though. That'd be a good
Yes.
one. That'd be a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah.
It's great for writers and artists because it's like,
Oh yeah,
man,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah,
fail
yeah,
like
yeah,
so much, like on the way to succeeding.
yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that's what the beauty of the movie is, just not giving up and believing that what you're doing
Oh
has
yeah.
value and you'll get there.
Oh yeah. But shoot, we're coming up on time
Ah,
though.
oh, very good.
But yeah, we can definitely talk about the anthologies off camera,
Absolutely.
obviously.
Yeah.
But before we go, guys, follow Fisticuffs campaign, link in description and in the comments. Mr. Schwarzenegger, I mean Mr. Schwartz.
I got Schwarzenegger my whole life, man. It's fine.
I'm
I
like, not gonna lie, you look like Karrion Cross though. But before we,
Okay, you have no idea how much I hear that. I get that all the time. I'm going to send you a picture later of me with hair. Okay, I I have to tell my friends that.
thank you, Pops.
Thank you, pops.
But we'll talk about that after off camera because we have to actually have to hop off. But please, before we hop off, tell us where we can follow you on social media.
Sure.
Let's keep up with your projects.
Absolutely. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of the big ones. TikTok. You can find me at Schwartzart LLC, all one phrase. And you can find us at www.schwartzart-llc.com. And of course, as Kevin shared, we have the link to our Kickstarter. We're in pre-launch now, trying to build it up over the next month or so. So please, guys, show your support. Tell your friends. Like Kevin said, it's a great story, and it's also really personal to me. And in spite of all the insanity and all the deviant behavior, it is a story that can help some people, and I think has some merit to it. Some meat. So please share it and enjoy the sickness.
Heck yeah. And I'm Kevin Davis. You can find me on Instagram at I am Kevin Davis official. Jesus Christ. And all my business tags are in my bio of my Instagram. You can also follow those pages as well. TikTok, if you have it, I am Kevin Davis CEO. Facebook, same name, I am Kevin Davis CEO. Kevirsyle.com. You can see I'm the CEO of Kevirsyle Global. That's my website. You can see everything I do, so I don't have to blab about it all the time. You can go to one place and see it for yourself. And also here at the Madness Entertainment Network, because we're all mad sometimes and we're nerds and we love being mad. So this has been Kevirsyle Network with Mr. Schwarzenegger or Kieran Cross or Fred, whatever you want to call him. But
I've been called all three, so
pretty much. So we'll catch you guys next time on Kevirsyle Network at the Madness Entertainment Group. Later.
If you missed the live viewing of any Madness Entertainment Group production, you can find all our content on Roku or as a member of this channel. We'll see you next time on the Madness Entertainment Group.